Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Iconic Messengers. I am your host, Pat Hilton, broadcasting live from the content hub of Dallas, Acoustic Force Media Private Studios. And today we're going to talk about the fact that you are not self-made. It's true. I mean, literally, you came from someone else's body originally. And so many people paved the way for you and I to go out and be successful. And so it's important to remember that every single day. In my opinion, it's part of a normal dose of gratitude to say, hey, a lot of people helped me. A lot of people gave me good things and bad things. And I took all those things and turned it into something. Now, when it comes to success or chasing your dreams or business, I get the self-made talking point of, hey, I went out there and I did it on my own. And I mean, I'm one of those people who was singing on a street corner 10 years ago and had to fight and scratch and claw, and people screwed me over and they didn't want to pay me my money, even though it was $50 or $100, or, you know, I'm driving all over the country and this show goes great, but that show goes bad. Someone stole all my gear in El Paso, Texas one time, literally driving all the way across the country. We had a band called Flash Cassidy, and we pull into El Paso and we pull up to this venue, and the venue's all cracked out. It was really weird. It's almost like a setup. And I remember being like, I don't even think we should play at this place. And someone stole our trailer that night. Now, of course, I've come back from situations like that and continued to tour and went solo acoustic because the band wasn't going to work out anymore. I couldn't replace the gear. I couldn't pay their way any more than I already had because I was the front runner of the whole thing, the leading charge person. And so then I started doing it on my own. And when you start to do stuff on your own, you are relying on yourself. There are people that you meet along the way that are bridges to the next opportunity or the next plate of food or tank of gas. That can be really hard for people to understand, especially people who work jobs. You work a job, you get a paycheck. You show up at some place every single day, you work for X amount of hours, and they pay you a check. But when you're out there on your own chasing a calling, there's that doesn't exist. You either eat, find a way to eat, and you find a way to provide, and you find a way to connect with people and keep the dream going, or you starve. And for me, I would rather starve on somebody's floor than not do what I wanted to do in life. I would have rather died going after this dream than be alive and living half of the percentage of output that I'm capable of. I think it would be a horrible way to live because you're already dead at that point. And so I was willing to, and am still willing to, do whatever it takes to be successful in the category of entertainment and production. And so what I've realized is that if you want to be a great producer and you want to be a successful entertainer, well, great production and entertainment, there's something in the middle called marketing. And all the best entertainers and all the best producers are really good at marketing themselves. The album on its own isn't enough, right? The entertainment of a record that's a hit record isn't enough. A great producer that produced that great record and all those connections that come with having that, it's not enough. There's a couple different Dr. Dre records that he produced for people that bombed. I wonder if people even know that. It's a couple different records. Can probably look them up. And they didn't do well. In fact, he even says it. Dr. Dre says it on the Chronic album. Something about Aftermath. I think there was an album called Aftermath that didn't do very well. And he was like, just give me one more platinum plaque and fuck rap. You can have it back. Right? Because you forgot about Dre. Don't forget about Dre. I'm not forgetting about Dre, clearly. It wasn't enough to be a great producer. It wasn't enough to be a great entertainer. He knew he had to have marketing too. And you're going to meet all these people along the way that are different legs and different bridges in your success. And so if you walk around on Facebook saying you're self-made, you are disrespecting the people that put you on when you didn't have shit. And there's a lot of people out there doing that, especially in the coaching industry. Let's get specific today, especially in the coaching industry. You did good. You got your company going. You're making some money. And then you want to start consulting or coaching, which is a great idea for a lot of people. I think it can be extremely impactful, especially if you're doing it like this for free. I think it can be very impactful, especially for people that don't have like a whole lot of money to invest in personal development or self-development or any of that kind of stuff. Well, the best way to help those people is to just give it to them. Be the person that helps them become successful like somebody else did for you. And so you never want to forget the fact that people put you on or forget the people that put you on, in my opinion, because in the industry I came from, it's a collaborative industry. That's why I use Dr. Dre as the example. Dr. Dre figured out that, well, if I help Snoop Dogg get big and I help Eminem get big and I help 50 Cent get big and I help who's the other guy from LA? I lost his name. The Game get big. And this person and that person and the other person. Well, then automatically I'm going to be successful because I helped all these other people do it at the highest level as a producer and as an entertainer. And I'm going to help them market that the correct way. Put the two together. Production and entertainment, marketing, boom. Every single business in America needs to understand that people want to be entertained and that you need something that is produced to entertain those people that markets you to the masses, or you're not going to survive. Let's just get right into it. I mean, if Kamala Harris is elected president, your taxes are going to skyrocket. My taxes are going to skyrocket. It's not a argument that she wants to raise taxes. I don't know if you think that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just stating the facts. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying if that is the next president, corporate tax rate, capital gains tax, tax through the roof with a Harris administration. Got to understand that. So like the taxes have been a little bit lower because the Trump tax cuts, and those are set to expire. And so you need to understand, if you're entertaining and producing and marketing to people, your tax bill is going to go up. And so how are you going to offset that cost? I'm talking mainly on this show to business owners, entrepreneurs, people who have podcasts, people who build brands, people who sell coaching and consulting. I mean, that's pretty much my main audience. I've got the TikTok dorks that come on and talk smack about me, but they don't know anything anyway. So, there's your plug. But the real people who we do business with understand that there's a lot that's going to affect your success. And a lot of it has to do with things that you might not even be able to control. And so how are you going to produce at a high enough level to where you make it anyway? Well, I wouldn't walk around saying I'm self-made. I'd start finding partners. You don't want to do this by yourself. You need to find great people that can help you win. You don't want to do it by yourself. And so I think it's important for us to shift that. It's okay to be like, dude, I'm self-made in this department, but boy, I'm glad everybody really helped me out to get there. Because if you follow me at all, you know that all these opportunities that people have given me to be a great entertainer and a great producer and to help them market themselves saved my entire career. I was good at producing for myself, and I was good at entertaining in bar corners. But when I could combine those two things and market other people, that was when I started to hit a level of success that was, measurable. And now I realize that's the whole game. That's the whole game, dude. So remember that this week, when you're walking through your business and you're walking through things, to think about, how does this person or this decision affect my overall ability to produce? Because business is already really hard. running a business, even if you acquired the company, you still got to run it. You still have to run it. You still have to scale it. You still have to market yourself. You still have to be innovative because somebody's coming for the pie. They're coming for your steak. And so I would also think about, and again, it is election season. No one wants to talk about it. But I think the one thing for me that stands out the most is taxes. Taxes. Kamala Harris wants to raise your taxes exponentially. The capital gains tax, predictably, and I want to make sure that I say this correctly because I am on a live stream, but I've got the statistics right here. Long-term capital gain rates would increase to 44.6%. This would mark the highest long-term capital gains tax rate since 1922. Capital gains. And so I understand the talking point and the angle of let's tax wealthy people. The problem is wealthy people, because the person, by the way, who posted that, his name is Grant Cardone. He is not going to pay any more taxes. The people who are going to pay the most are the people who work W-2 jobs, who clock in and who clock out, who watch these people on TV say they're going to fix it, especially when they're already in office. Kamala Harris is already in office, and she's like, on day one, we're going to fix grocery prices. Lady, you're the vice president right now. It's like day 1,1184 for you. I'm just telling you guys that it's important to think about this with relation to anything. Again, you might hate Trump. You might hate Kamala. I'm just telling you, look at the things that are going to affect your bottom lines and you directly. People that are like, politics don't matter. I don't care about politics. Dude, you're the problem. Because now we can't even have a conversation about it because you're not supposed to talk about politics. You're not supposed to talk about religion, and you're not supposed to talk about money. That's how I grew up. No politics, no religion, no money. So now God is disappearing in a lot of areas. Politics have gone to shit, and people don't have any money, and everything costs more money. So what are we going to do about that? We better start having a conversation about this. Why not do it on Wacky Wednesday with Iconic Messengers? When Pat Hilton is becoming a voice of reason in society, you know we are reaching the days of doom. Armageddon is on the way when Patty Pat has to stand up and be like, are we losing our minds? Are we losing it? Totally. We totally are. And so back to the self-made thing. Your job from this wacky episode is to understand that without great people around you moving into the future, be self-made until this moment. Start building partnerships with people. Start finding people that are really, really, really good at what you suck at. And start figuring out how you can help those people at what they suck at. And then guess what's going to happen? You're going to get better at everything because those people are going to start to play balance with you and start to hoop with you and pass the ball around on things that you can do to help each other. And you're going to win way bigger. It's the Dr. Dre method. If I can help Snoop Dogg and Eminem and 50 Cent become the biggest thing on the planet, and I'm the producer and I'm the guest rapper, I automatically win. I run the court. And so if I were you, I would start thinking about how you can do the same thing in your category because it's your best defense against things you can't control, which is why I brought up the Kamala or the Trump. I cannot control whether Kamala Harris raises my tax rate or not. All I can do is prepare by creating great partnerships to alleviate that burden, the burden of what will be potentially, and be prepared for it because it's part of the game now. If you think that things are ever going to get cheaper, you have lost your fucking mind. Nothing's ever going to get cheaper. It's going to keep going up. This stuff is going to keep skyrocketing. We are in that circle now. It's going to keep going up, man. You got to be prepared for it. Who are you getting around? How are you marketing yourself? How are you becoming useful to teams, businesses, as a consultant, as a producer, as a marketer, whatever you do, as a real estate agent, as a loan officer, as a nutritional expert? You have to become really, really, really valuable, because things like AI, more taxes, higher prices, they're coming. They've had 4 years to fix this, and they didn't do it. It's not just magically going to come down because Kamala's in office. She's already in office. She isn't going to fix it. Going after companies in the free market for price gouging. I mean, dude, I could bring on my team members from Venezuela that do all our edits for our company. They can tell you how well that works. They can tell you face to face how well that works. I actually asked one of them to come on, but he's so busy producing for the beautiful free market of the United States that he doesn't have time to be on here with me today. I'm actually proud of him for being like, dude, I don't have time for Wacky Wednesday. If those people don't understand that concept, you can't save them anyway. Man, good old Luis. So think about it, folks. There's things you can control, and there's things you can't control. One of the things that you can't control is Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. You're going to get one of them. But what you can control is, who are you associating with? How good are you getting at your craft every day? Are you putting in the time on your skill set, your mindset, and your habits to become someone who is bulletproof in any economy, that is a loaded weapon of success for anyone that they touch? That should be your goal this week. And if you walk around thinking you're just going to be self-made, I'm telling you, don't do it to yourself. Yeah, you got to go out there by yourself and be a lone ranger sometimes. But dude, let the group, let the community, let the great people of these networks lift you up. Because I'm telling you, man, I've done the lonely road and it's brutal. Once I found great people, man, now I got some people that got my back. Now I'm even better. I knew I was good, but I didn't have a leg to stand on. So go get that leg. If you got to lean on somebody's shoulder to get there, then lean on them, man. We need each other more than ever now, especially as business owners, entrepreneurs, innovators, and creators. It's game time. Acoustic Force Media, private studios. It's the content hub. Iconic messengers. Pat Hilton, the most dangerous man in the game. Dallas, Texas, Hall of Fame. Go out there and get prepared to be the best, so that even if the worst possible thing happens, you're prepared for it. We'll see you on the next one.